Now, President Trump is putting Iran on notice. The president announcing yesterday that he will not recertify the Iranian nuclear deal, accusing the regime in Tehran of having what he calls a sinister vision for the future and saying the nuclear deal simply rewards terrorism.
The saddest part of the deal for the United States is that all of the money was paid up front, which is unheard of, rather than at the end of the deal when they have shown they've played by the rules. But what's done is done, and that's why we are where we are.
That's why the deal was so bad. In fact, just to be blunt, I think it was one of the worst diplomatic agreements the United States has entered into in modern history. It doesn't address the ballistic missile program. It doesn't address terrorism. In fact, even on the inspection regime, where where Iran agreed to allow inspectors in to certify that it wasn't creating a nuclear weapons program, we're not allowed to go into the military sites unless we ask permission months in advance. So, the president just could not see himself and could not see the United States abiding by that anymore. And what this president is trying to do is to stop the nuclear program and to stop all of Iran's nefarious activities rather than just freeze it and just buy a little bit of time.
And you mentioned the military sites. Under this deal, the IAEA inspectors don't go into the military sites. They did see Parchin once. And recently, the leading opposition group, the National Council of Resistance of Iran, this past week, they revealed new evidence that they said was of military sites that they claim that there is, suspected military activity. And they are the Iranian opposition. And they have hailed this agreement. They have called Tehran a terrorist regime. They say, finally, Tehran has been confronted. Let me play you a soundbite from Meriem Rajavi, who is the head of the National Council of Resistance of Iran. She's praising this agreement.
The Iranian people welcome a new approach by the U.S. government, recognizing the suffering of the Iranian people under this regime, ending years of misguided policy and siding with the Iranian people in their desire for regime change and the establishment of freedom and democracy. This regime has proven incapable of reform from within or of changing its behavior. It is a religious dictatorship and relies on domestic suppression and export of terrorism to survive. The only solution is regime change by the Iranian people and resistance.